Sure.
Okay, so Pongan, let's proceed ahead with your HR for Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited. So let's start with a very brief academic introduction.
Yes, sir. My name is Marinso Pongan, as mentioned, and I graduated in the year 2022 from IIT Roorkee Civil Engineering Department with the Best Project Award. And I have this desire for civil engineering, so for that reason I opted this. And since then, I've been preparing for various exams like EAC and GATE, and I'm currently preparing for EAC mains right now. And since I got this NPCIL call, I came here for the interview.
So you're also writing engineering services exam, right, Pongan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what if you get selected in that and you are already working in NPCIL? What you will do?
Uh, sir, in that reason, for that, in that case, it will depend upon the department that I get allotted. If I get a good department, then I may very well leave the NPCIL. But if I don't get a good department, uh, if I get a BRO department like that, then I would not join there and continue to work here in this NPCIL.
So that means you will keep on preparing for engineering services once you join NPCIL?
Um, since NPCIL is an esteemed organization and since it deals with green energy, and so the working environment is also better than most of the engineering service offices. So I'll go for NPCIL, sir. It'll be like a
When
dream job for me to work in NPCIL.
so when did you graduate, Pongan?
2022, sir.
So last 2 years, were you doing some job or you were only preparing?
I was only preparing
Mm.
full-heartedly for the various
So,
exams.
but you are graduate from one of the premium institute in India, and 2 years you could have contributed to the growth, of your sector, being civil engineer.
Yes, sir.
So why you prefer to, keep sitting idle and not doing job?
Sir, to get a good job, I need to prepare well. And the good
Mm.
jobs are like the PSUs, which requires a good gate rank and also intense preparation. And so I'm patiently preparing for that. And if I get good enough, then I might very well contribute to the growth of this nation, whether it be BSU or any organization.
Mm. So you did not opt for any placement from your college?
Yes, sir, I opted, but because it was during the Corona time, 2021, the placement offers were quite less, and most of the companies that came were from the non-core, whereas I'm interested in the core subjects, civil engineering only.
Mm. So what was your project, graduation project, Pongan, in the college?
So it was an interesting project. The project title was Planning and Designing of Smart Civil Infrastructure in DRDO. So
Mhm.
there, so if you can allow me to uh, briefly explain that. So
Yeah.
there all the six departments of the civil engineering were involved, and we worked in that project for about 2 semesters.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like that.
Mm. So where is actually the application of what you did in your project?
So the application is that we have to design a smart civil infrastructure using the uh, Internet of Things or integrating the digital world with the physical world. So we make a more efficient city involving technologies
Mhm.
and um, s- using software, we can optimize all the results. And also we worked on designing green buildings.
Mm. Okay. Now, talking about NPCL, our organization, as civil engineer, are you aware? I mean, what you are supposed to do once you join nuclear power plant?
Yes, I have a little bit of idea of what I'm supposed to do.
Mm. Okay, let me ask you this way. You must be knowing there are reactors. in the nuclear power plants. Any idea about the construction of the reactors? I mean, what material they are made up of, and
Okay, sir. So we have different components in a nuclear reactor,
mhm,
and we make the nuclear reactor with the uranium. And from civil engineering point of view, we have to cover this nuclear reactor with a thick concrete shell of high density, and sometimes uh, this is covered with um, a high density concrete, and inside the um, high density concrete we have placed this nuclear reactor fuel cells so that the radiation may not go out. And
mm,
also we need to construct this nuclear power plants nearby rivers so that we can have continuous water. And from civil engineering point of view, we should construct the nuclear power where there's less earthquake prone zone, like zone 2 and 3. So that's
mm.
something.
What can be other natural disasters, which can threaten nuclear power plant other than earthquake?
Other than earthquake, the natural disaster will be like tsunami or flooding,
Mhm.
which will completely destroy the nuclear power plant, and just like it happened in Chernobyl power plant. And and human accidents can also happen, and even tornadoes can happen. So that are some of the reasons.
You know about Fukushima accident? Fukushima?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fukushima, actually, it was not done by earthquake, but because of the tsunamis that came, and
Mhm.
that melted down the nuclear reactor, and that caused a widespread destruction.
So, in case of such accidents, what mitigation or preventive steps are taken?
Uh, for that reason, uh, sir, I've not really thought about it, but one mitigation that I can guess and give is that we can give a solid boundary for the so that the water may not flood in, or a high wall which is leak proof, which is water leak proof, and so on. And then we can just close down the reactors also when such things happen.
And how do we dispose of used nuclear fuel?
Used nuclear fuel, sir, I have not really thought about that, but somewhere in Europe, the there's a construction going on underground where they will dispose of the nuclear so that um, it will not cause any radiation. I'm not sure about that place, but they're constructing currently.
Okay, Pongan, how do you select the site for construction of a new nuclear power plant? Suppose in India we want to commission a new nuclear plant, and you are given the responsibility to select the site for that. So where will you do that? What steps will you follow for that?
The first step is that sir, I should not select the uh, nuclear power plant where there's a border tension issue, like in northeast or uh, in the northern front. That is the first step that I should do. And the second step is that I should choose a zone, earthquake zone number 2 or 3 at the most. And step 3 is that I should choose where there's rivers flowing by so that I can have sufficient amount of water. And the fourth step is that I should consult with the local people whether they're willing or not. And the fifth step is that I should know where the power is lacking so I can
Mhm.
have
Okay,
continuous
you
flow.
know there is a nuclear power reactor in Rajasthan,
I'm
Rawat
really
Bhata.
not sure.
Have you heard about this
Say it
name,
again,
Rawat
sir.
Bhata? Rawat
Road,
Bhata power plant, nuclear power
Road
plant.
Pata. I've just heard about it, sir.
So that is in Rajasthan. We don't have water there, and it is also on the border state. So what
Okay.
must be the criteria when people chose for Rawat Bhata? What do you think?
I what I can guess is that I suppose they desperately need power supply, and I think I cannot think more of that.
Okay, so power supply is to be provided by nuclear power plant. It is not
Yes, sir.
required for the power plant. Power plant gives the supply.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay,
So it's
see, the only point you missed was nuclear power reactors should not be in densely populated areas,
oh.
and that is where Rajasthan qualifies.
Mm.
It should not be. You know where is Pokhran, where we had two nuclear tests.
Yes, I've heard of Pokram.
Where
It's
is
a
there? Which
desert.
state?
Uh,
Rajasthan only,
Acha, okay, fine, fine.
right? So it
Mm.
should not be very densely populated. So what are the site selection criterias? Not border areas. Okay, understood. Where there is a tension. Rajasthan is a huge state actually. Even if you create in Rajasthan, does not mean it is at the border with Pakistan. Second is it should not be densely populated. I mean, you cannot start creating in places like Bihar, very very densely populated, West Bengal, very populated. So that cannot be the criteria. It should not be in the area prone to natural disaster, maybe tsunami, earthquake, those kind of things. So these are some criterias, right? And obviously availability of the natural resources. Now, nuclear fuel is something which India is not having, and that is not in tons. It is required like thermal power plant. Coal is required in tons, but nuclear fuel is not required in tons. Second, availability of water and all, because you have to set up a power plant there, and cooling fuel is required, and all these things, right? So those things are there. So there are a couple of criteria, Pongan. See, I don't
Mhm.
think you should mention about engineering services. Why? Because it will be very difficult for you to answer that what if you get into engineering services. I don't think you
Mm.
can avoid that particular part in your introduction. You can say that I was preparing for uh, public sectors and all.
Public
And
sectors, okay.
they will ask you by 2 years. I graduated during the time of COVID lockdown, sir. So not many good opportunities were coming that time. And I'm interested in government and public sector jobs because of the prestige and their social motive. They're prestigious jobs and social motive is attached to these jobs. When you will be working for public sector, indirectly you will be working for the development of the nation and for the people of India, right? So that social motive, not profit motive. You join a private sector company, that means it is a profit motive. So that is a difference actually.
Mm.
Got it?
Okay, sir. Yes,
Pungan?
sir.
Yeah. The rest is good. The rest, everything.